Hey there, this is Malorian, and this is Jank Tank, and with me, as always, is
Tim XL.
we might be having a guest today, Lord Tremendous. He's the guy that, if you ever see the video that burned his fantasy army, he was supposed to be joining us today. We'll see if he's going to catch us later, but otherwise, we have some fun stuff we're going to do. There's been some new models that came out. We're going to be trying building a list, and should be some fun. So, but as you know, just get things started. Tin Man, how's your week been?
Oh, well, let's see here. I didn't play War Machine last night. I actually got a demo of a game called Drop Zone Commander from a friend who's looking to become Hawk War Games equivalent to a press ganger. I wanted to see the quality of the models and see how the game played. It was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I might consider getting into it. Well, it's always nice to have a side game or two on the.
So that's the game where you have stuff that goes on land, stuff that goes on water, and stuff that goes in the air, right?
Well, you're thinking of Dystopian Wars, and I got stuff for that too. But this is basically it's a 10mm scale game where you got drop ships that carry your troops. So it's very sci-fi, but it's also very modern military style tactics. But instead of Black Hawk helicopters swooping in and dropping in troops, you've got the sci-fi drop ships that roll in and drop APCs that then the troops pour out of the APCs and go into buildings to do things. And then you got your anti-aircraft vehicles and you got your anti-armor vehicles. And as I'm playing it, I said, this really reminds me of StarCraft in a way. And I kind of like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. And the models are okay?
Yeah, for 10mm scale models, I did a double take when I saw the detail on them. They're really well detailed for 10mm scale. And then you look in the rule book, and you're like, how did they get this kind of detail on models of that scale? And then when I was actually surprised at how tiny they were, because when I was just looking at the stuff on the website, I got this illusion that the models were bigger than they actually are, which is a nice thing to say about a 10mm scale game.
Fair enough. And how about any painting or anything like that done this last week?
Well, just a little more progress on the 3 guys I was working on last week. So he's laying down some base coats here.
Yeah.
Getting some metallic on. Got more work on these guys. I've been listening to sort of creepypasta type stuff while painting, so I'm mostly there's a pretty good channel called SPC Readings where they do readings of things the SCP Foundation finds. It's like supernatural or weird, and it's like some stuff. It's like this range where some stuff is scary, some stuff is goofy, and some stuff is like, wow, why isn't that a movie? That's cool. There's her name's Gmo Don. There's a lot of people that have SCP reading channels, but the one I've been listening to is from her name's Gmo Don. She does these readings, and I've been listening to those just because I was listening to. I think I've listened to half the content on Chilling Tales for Dark Nights. So it got to a point of every playlist has a bunch of stuff I've already listened to. I can't find the playlist full of stuff I haven't listened to yet on that channel. So, hence, I went for something else to listen to. The funny thing, they did the Dunwich Horror and the H.P. Lovecraft story, which is I've read the story years ago and I've seen both the original movie with Dean Stockwell and the remake they did for the Sci-Fi Channel. So so that's something I'm going to be listening to while painting next, just because the reading is 2 hours long, and that's pretty cool. They also have Chilling Tales from Dark Night also has the Call of Cthulhu, and I'm going to be working on a second one.
Now you got to work on number 2, eh? So you got to have the double objectives.
He's not painted, so he can't talk yet.
Fair enough.
But I figured I got these. In fact, I got 4 more. So I'm going to experiment with tech, because I bought a bag of them. So it had 6 of the big ones and then 20 of the little tiny ones.
Oh, crazy. That's so many.
When I paint them, what I'll be doing is just experimenting with experimenting with color schemes and stuff on them, or see
Yeah,
how
that'd be a
certain
good,
color,
like,
you know.
objective, right? So if you're running events, and I mean, you'll have plenty of them then if you have 30. So
Yeah, the little ones are tiny. They're about the size of a goblin in War Machine. But yeah, in fact, in terms of Warhammer Fantasy, they're about the size of like a Noblar or a Goblin.
so those could be good for the flag bases then, maybe.
Well, I got different plans for flags because there's the Mr. Dandy, his War Gamma. He does resin models. He has these clear resin crystals, and according to Play It Painted, they fit on 40 millimeter bases. And I just happen to have a whole bunch of clear 40 millimeter bases that I got from Advanced Deployment. Oh, speaking of Advanced Deployment, Revan, who runs Advanced Deployment, she turned 30.
Oh, okay.
Other than being the first person I know to turn 30, and I didn't post a link to the Logan's Run trailer on their Facebook page, which will be remedied. She did a sale on Advanced Deployment where she turned 30. Therefore, any purchase over $30, everything becomes 30% off. So I literally went to Walgreens to grab the PayPal, grab the green dot PayPal card where you could put cash on the card, and then put that cash on your PayPal account. So I put I withdrawed $60 from the bank, and I said, okay, I want to put this on the card, and let's just subtract the fee out of this here. So I ended up putting like $56 on this card, redeeming it, and then I just went nuts ordering a bunch of stuff from her store. Now, my original plan was going to be custom rec markers. I was going to make a whole slew of custom rec markers to use in War Machine for both my mercenaries and for my Signar. But then she went and unveiled something new right before that sale there. During the sale, she unveiled feat tokens.
Okay, yeah.
And faction-specific, focus tokens, which I didn't need. And she also does spell effects that are custom. So you can literally have something that's similar to your faction. So it's a swan, but not the Signar Cygnus. It's a gator, but it's not like, the Blindwater Congregation. Things that allude to a faction. And I realized I got my demo kit with, and the idea is I'm going to have 6 different battle boxes in that demo kit. So far I have 4. I'm working on battle box number 5, and then I'll be ordering and painting up battle box number 6. So literally all the spells associated with that battle box, I had tokens made for them. So that when I'm running demos, I've got the spell effects I could put down right there in a clean, consistent way, in opposed to my years of collecting various tokens and stuff that didn't pan out.
Yeah, that could be a good one to have. Now, you said you're going to make a bunch of custom rec markers. What is that all about?
Well, what I was going to do, but the stuff I did for my demo kit took up most of the funds there. I didn't have much left over to do the other thing. She has custom tokens you could do featuring memes. So meme characters like Trollface and Grumpy Cat and whatnot. So it literally was going to have rec markers that had Grumpy Cat and and all that on the rec markers. And then every now and then you play against someone who doesn't have their own rec markers. Trollface. Yeah. You mad, bro?
Yeah, that could work.
And so I was gonna just make a whole bunch of those to have with my armies. That way,
you're facing a War Machine thing, and you destroy like one of their jacks, and you're like, okay, put down your rec marker, and they just don't even bring any. It's usually newer players, but that can be a big deal. Well, they say, oh, it's no big deal. Yeah, it is a big deal. All of a sudden, there's rough terrain, there's cover. We need to have that marker.
Oh, yeah, it's just, when someone's new, they're still building their collection. But, it'd be fun to just throw down Trollface like, you mad, bro? Or then for my stuff, it's like, you wreck one of my jacks and I put Grumpy Cat down, Yeah. Or Forever Alone Guy or something. I thought that would be funny, but I'm going to have to put that off for another time because I had to flesh out the demo kit. And, plus I'll have these these battle boxes that'll have not only cards but tokens to go with them. So if I'm finding myself in a situation where I gotta sell stuff,
Yep.
it's like, hey, fully painted, got the
Good to go.
card, got the tokens to go with it.
Yeah, makes sense. For myself, for this last week, I got a few games in. Got to just play one with Epic Kaya where I got to rough up my own buddy Signar, but what can you do? I have a tournament coming up Saturday way up in Grand Prairie, which is a 5-hour drive. We're going to do a 1 day for this. So 5 hours up there, 8-hour-long tournament or whatever, and then 5 hours back down. But for that, I painted up Lanyssa Rasil. So she's all painted up now.
Nice.
And I also painted up my Ogren Bokur.
I painted my Lanyssa but never played with her. The reason I never played with her is because there's a Legion player I played with a lot who was so afraid of her that I painted up her to go against him, but then he moved to Anaheim.
Okay.
And I was able to duck having to deal with her. But then when he went to moved down to Anaheim, even though there's game stores in the area, the SoCal traffic is so bad that it's like the trip's not worth it for him to try to make it to a game store after work.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, something I forgot to mention, there's a Kickstarter back several months ago that Cool Mini or Not and Micro Art Studio had collaborated on these custom bases. So they're the base. See if you can see that the base. They're the round style bases for War Machine, but as you can see, it's recessed.
Yeah.
And then what you do is you get your inserts. You put your inserts in there. That way, your custom inserts are flush with the base, and opposed to kind of sitting on top of the base, is what you normally get with inserts. So, on the one hand, if you want to do like 3D effects for your basing, like have them standing in water and stuff,
Exactly. Yeah.
boom, you don't have to like hollow out. You don't have to sit there and grab a Dremel and hollow it out and risk cutting yourself and all that other stuff. You just order it from them, and then they got their different styles of bases. I went with Pipeworks.
Yeah.
So it's like in that aesthetic there, and you set them in. I'm regretting not pledging more money, and because one of the pledges where you get everything, even the stretch goals, and I would have just had more bases than I knew what to do with. But that's okay because I got more bases and inserts than I know what to do with now. So that there's balance in the universe.
Yeah. I was going to mention, too, that with this term coming up on Saturday, I would love to be taking my Signar and my Haley 3 and all that stuff, but I promised that the next time I go to Grand Prairie, I'm going to be running Constance and Magnus. So, yeah, Constance and Magnus, too. We're going to see how they do. And probably going to get wrecked, but we'll give it a try. Get some janky, crazy lists, especially the Magnus, too, and we'll see if that one works.
I took Constance and Broadside Bark to a tournament once. It did pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was actually a little bit worried because I made up my lists and then I just transferred them onto the sheet. And so I was here before the show trying to pack them. And I'm going through my list and I couldn't believe it. I didn't put my Precursor Knights in my Constance list. It's like, oh my God, how did I do this? I'm so dumb. How am I going to make up the points? But luckily, I added up all the points and I just forgot to write them on the sheet. So, okay, because she likes her Precursor Knights and getting flank and all that stuff. So.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I'm running her with a bunch because, of course, with Highborn, all your solos get advanced deploy. So she's getting all the solos. Anastasia, Hawk, Gorman, Harlan Versh, Lanyssa Rasil, Madeline Corbeau. Normally, these are all pretty good solos, but when they're advanced deploy, they're just that much more scary.
Harlan Versh with advanced deploy is pretty good.
I mean, even like Madeline Corbeau, because, I mean, you can trigger off her little movement thing, even off like the enemy objective. So when she's advanced deploy, it's easier to get into that spot to be triggering it off their objective. So, sneaky stuff like that. The Magnus 2 list is just a crazy one full of everything where I have like Alexia and the Risen, Nis Hunters, Kayazi Assassins, Double Eliminators, Press Giggers. It's just like everything just blah running at you. And then hopefully I'm hoping they blink so I can pop feet with Magnus 2 and lock you down. But we'll see if it works. Do you have any events coming up for yourself or not really?
Not really, man. like I said, I work on Saturdays, so it's hard to get Saturdays off for me to like go out of town and do stuff.
Yeah.
But then when I did have Saturdays off, I wasn't doing much of my Saturdays anyhow.
It's fair enough. I guess there's a little bit of news for this week too, where the rules for Acosta came out. Do you get to check those?
Yep. Oh yeah, I checked them out. I had to be the bearer of bad news and tell people, no, Constance can't take her.
I know. I was so upset about that because I was like, this is perfect for Constance. But nope. Thagmarite, right? So
yeah, so he could go in my Fiona the Black theme force. And be a heavy hitter in that. And granted, he works for Signar and he looks like a Signar model because he's wearing that Stormblade armor. But I was kind of disappointed they didn't just make him an ally.
Yeah, that would have been a lot better.
Because I think they should have made him an ally, and then as that is for the mercenary rules. Say, okay, this guy is this guy could work for Highborn Covenant and 4-star Syndicate as a mercenary.
Yeah. Yeah, right now he can't go 4-star, right? It's either just Highborn or Signar, and that's it for him, right?
Well, he can go 4-star because he's Ordic. Part of the 4-star Syndicate contract is that Ordic models can work. So Rupert Corvolo doesn't normally work for Kador, but he could work for the 4-star Syndicate. Samantha McHorn and the Devil Dogs, they're from Ord. They're Ordic, so they could work for the 4-star Syndicate.
But I thought instead of saying Ordic, I think it doesn't actually just list them as you could take anything that's Crix, Kador, or Rupert, or Sam and the Devil Dogs. Like I think they actually are listed for the rules, aren't they?
I'll have to check because I'm probably thinking back to Mark 1 because I know Mark 1 has said Ordic models such as these models could.
I mean, I'd love it if they
Ordic is a keyword on there as a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know they wouldn't put the Ordic keyword on there if it wasn't. Just like same with Madeline Corbeau. Madeline Corbeau, I think he could work for the 4-star Syndicate as well. But I think, see here.
So while you're looking it up, I was going to explain, for those who haven't seen the rules yet, it's a 3-point solo, which is a little bit costly, but he's pretty damn good. Because he's Mat 9, he has 2 of the Stormblades, so POW 13s with their Weapon Master. He has those 2 attacks. Of course, since the Stormblade weapons have shots, he can shoot them twice as well. He also has basically Vengeance, so that if something is killed within 5 inches of him, a friendly model, then he basically has Vengeance. It can move and attack. So he can get those 3 points back pretty quickly. He's also a Defense 15, and if you miss him, he gets to strike you back. So he's a little bit deadly. I was really looking forward to running him with Constance because then with Transference, you're getting to boost those, to hits and damages and stuff. And I think also Ashton will work really well where he gets those boosts to hit. Although I guess with Mat 9, he might not need it. But then that defense will really help. Go ahead, try and hit my Defense 15 where you're plus 2 dice, minus the 2 top ones. And if you miss, I'm hitting you back. So. Do you have any plans for running Acosta and Signar?
There are certain lists. There's certain warcasters that are mercenary friendly, like Alistair Kane, Epic Haley. You'd probably, for me, you'd see him in lists like that where I'd already be running mercenaries.
Mm-hmm.
Siege is very mercenary friendly, and him and Siege would get along really well.
Yeah, he'll really hit hard during with Siege.
Because I popped my feet. Oh, here comes this Power 13 Weapon Master charging at you.
Yeah. But I mean, if he was actually an ally, then he could be nice with Striker 2, right? Getting the Striker 2 feet going and stuff like that. But whatever. I'm still happy with it. I think he's cool. I'll pick him up. He's one of those models where he's not going to be an auto include in your list, but when you take him, he'll be a good fun model. And sometimes you'll die early. Maybe you want to get like a shield guard around him just in case he tries getting sniped. But he can definitely get his work done. Were you able to find the rule there?
It's not showing up in War Room, so I'll have to grab my copy of the Forces of my Forces book for Mercenaries, and that's how it was originally worded back in the day. They said Ordic models.
Yeah. And I know with McBain, then, if it can be 4-star, McBain would love doing that, saying, okay, when you go in, you're going to get that super tough, so I don't need to worry about anything.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking, Me and a friend were talking about how he'd be good with McBain. So let's see here.
You'll love hearing this. One of the recent games I had for my War Machine Wednesday was McBain going up against Sloan, and it was so brutal. Where with countermeasures, it just shut Sloan down. Right? She's trying to line up these Rangers and stuff, and I didn't even realize how good countermeasures was. I thought any models in range couldn't shoot, but the units. So if you're in range of 5 inches of one gun mage, all the gun mages can't shoot. Holy crow, that was a game changer.
Okay, so yeah, it says the army can also include Sam McHorn and the Devil Dogs and Rupert Coilover, Piper of Ward. So there's no Ordic rule. So I was wrong on that, but
although that could be a chance it might get ratted in.
Yeah, because when they first did the mercenary contracts, they talked about the differences between the Highborn Covenant and the 4-Star Syndicate back in the day.
Yep.
They said models that are Ordic could also work for the 4-Star Syndicate and listed them as examples. So it suggested that in the future, other Ordic models would work for them. Now, Madeline Corbell works for them because she works for Kador.
Okay.
But this guy only working for Signar means he actually wouldn't work for the Highborn Covenant. I mean, sorry, for the 4-Star Syndicate, but he does work for the Highborn Covenant.
All right.
And that's, I think, the only contract that'll take him right now.
Yeah, so it's that and Signar, but I mean, still, you got some interesting plays you can do with Highborn, so you'll be all right. He'll be all right.
But they throw Ordic in there as a keyword, which makes me think we might see an Ordic contract down the line.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I like that. I want to see a Morrowind one as well, but in time.
I'd like to see more Morrowind models myself, because I think all we got though in Morrowind was Blaze, the Precursor Knights, and then Harlan Versh. But the Iron Kingdoms, model range had other Morrowind models. They had a Battle Chaplain that I think would be a good ally model. It's sort of a solo officer to go with your Precursor Knights to do stuff with them. There was a Cleric, and there's also the Knight of the Prophet. But this Knight of the Prophet was not the same Knight of the Prophet that Constance Blaze is. You got comments?
No. I was gonna pull up Forward Commanders because I don't have War Room. You were wanting to make that list, so I was gonna bring it up, and I was just realizing that it says it doesn't exist anymore. So maybe that's it for Forward Commander. I know they hadn't updated in a while. That's too bad. I guess War Room's kind of just superior in every way, but so that's superior. I guess as a segue, we were talking about how last time it'd be fun just to kind of make a list together. So getting into that, Tin Man, what was like the idea of the list? Like what faction, what theme are we going for here?
Somebody made a comment about us doing some Kador Jank.
Yeah.
So I figure we'll jump in it. So we'll bring this back up here. Now, we're going to create an army. Then we'll title it here. So we're going to go for Kador this time.
Sure.
And let's go for 50 points since that's the gold standard.
Oh, yeah.
And
so what to you would be Kador Jank? I know I like the Zerkova tier, but we could also do a crazy like Butcher 3 dog list or...
Well, let's see. What casters from Kador do we just not see these days?
Strakov is probably the number one.
Okay, so Strakov's one. So we got Strakov. There's, let's see. You see a Risk all the time when I played a bunch of Kador players. Which... Yeah, Catch Off and the original Zorkova. So yeah, so not epic Zorkova, but like the ice cream lady, as I like to call her. In fact, was doing a commission painting for somebody, and I was literally gonna paint her Ordic wand, her Orgoth wand, like an ice cream cone.
All right.
So she was literally gonna walking around with some vanilla ice cream, and then have her on a snow base on top of that.
Sure.
And that was gonna be funny.
So what caster do you want to go with?
Let's go with Strakov.
Okay, we'll do Strakov.
All right, so you can see here. I was looking right at him. Okay, here he is.
Give Forward Commander one more try so I can make it beside you. Nope, not going to work.
There were a couple. There was one online that was just like really inaccurate, and then Forward Commander was really good. And I liked the way I could just print the lists out. But what I really missed were the Mark One Java-based army makers we had. Those were really good. But sadly, Privateer Press had I was surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Privateer Press didn't shut Forward Commander down, because Forward Commander was, well, they were doing theme forces. So any army builder that someone wrote that did theme forces, Privateer Press would politely ask them to not do theme forces. Like, you can have your thing, but no theme forces, I think, is one of the conditions.
But they're like Battle College, where, I mean, for the tiers, it'd be like, you get a bonus in the deployment, right? Most of them weren't actually said. And I mean, Privateer Press isn't like Games Workshop, so they're not like the type to go shut things down, but who knows?
That's just, conspiracy theory here.
Yeah.
All right, got Strack up. So, of course, when I make a list, I always start with a battle group, see what Jack's to take with. But before I do that, let's have a look at his spells. Here.
So he has Battering Ram, which lets him push the target model 3 inches away, which is eh. He has Occultation, getting some stealth going.
All right.
He has Overrun.
When a model in this model's battle group destroys one or more enemy models with an attack, immediately after the attack is resolved, one model in this model's battle group that is in its control area can make full advance. Then Overrun expires. Overrun can be cast once per turn and lasts for 1 turn. Non-upkeep.
Like a mini Warpath. He has Rift. He has Superiority. So that one's pretty nice.
He got Sentry, which I believe gives a model Overwatch. Let's see here. When an enemy model advances and ends its movement in the line of sight of a target-friendly faction model, the affected model can immediately make 1 normal range attack, then Sentry expires. Yeah, Overwatch, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And then Superiority, target-friendly faction Warjack gains +2 speed, mat, defense. All right, so we definitely want to give him Scary Melee Jack or 2.
And of course, we say his feat as well, which is all friendly faction models can charge or slam any enemy models within his control for free. And he gets a little buff to their movement as well. And Pathfinder.
All right. So we got Wishnailer here. Can really help him out with those support spells there. So we'll put Wishnailer in here.
So with Sentry, what type of jacks do you think we want to take with him?
Definitely some of the shootier jacks there to take advantage of Sentry. Of course, you've got the... Where is it at? You got the Destroyer. Tried, true, always reliable. Firing off its bombard cannon when something advances on it, especially, of course... Oh, wait. There's a 500-pound gorilla in this living room for Sentry.
I'm thinking Conquest. Is that what you're thinking?
Yep.
For Crit Devastate?
Mm-hmm.
You're thinking everything.
It always throws me off because they spelled Conquest with a C, so I'm looking at the K section. It's Kador. You don't spell anything with a C. All right, so we'll throw Conquest in there. All right, so yeah, just put Sentry on him and watch him go. And then when it's time to beat something down, you switch it to Superiority.
You can, or we can always get him another jack to put Superiority on.
Doesn't Strekov have his own personal jack?
Not that I know of. I'm not exactly a Kador expert, but
okay, I'm thinking of Captain Caveman.
Well,
let's see here.
Oh, Harkovich. But I mean, we could also take, say, because he gets a bonus to the speed and mat, and so anything that can go crazy with the mat, I mean, like a Beasto 9 would be another great one for him to take.
Let's have a look at Beasto 9 here. Well, I got to think of +2 speed. Let me have a look at the Kodiak. Okay, still speed 4.
I mean, Kador jacks are slow. That's the problem with them. But then again, between the feat and then Superiority, you're adding some pretty good speed to this.
All right, so 19 points there. And let's see here.
Now, he has an elite cadre for his assault commandos that gives them Pathfinder. Are we want to put some assault commandos in this list, or do we want to go more normal?
I always thought assault commandos were good. I was wondering why people didn't use them.
Sure. I mean, here's another question then. If we're going to go for assault commandos, do we want to go for the tier? Because then all of a sudden the assault commandos, you have unlimited of them, and they also get advanced deployment. And you get trenches.
So we got the conquest in there. That's a 19-point jack. I think we should go with a couple of cheapy jacks here to balance that out. So
sure.
He has an all battle group here. So cheap yet reliable, such as, of course, the Berserker. Always reliable Berserker, as well as, let's see, there was another one I was looking at here. Oh, we got Mad Dog. Let's have a look at Mad Dog. Okay, Mad Dog's cheap for a reason.
So if we're having two jacks and we're wanting for assault commandos, again, I'm thinking maybe we want to do the tier. Because if we have 2 units of assault commandos, we have our 2 jacks, and then we'll need to have 4 units. So 2 units of assault commandos, Widowmakers, and then we could do something crazy like Cossacks or whatever, or Kayazi.
Well, how are we supposed to fit Conquest in with 4 units?
Well, the other units can be cheap, right? Like Widowmakers are cheap.
Well, can he take them? I mean, I'm still, putting the battle group together. I'm not looking at the theme force right now.
Oh, okay, sure.
Well, let's see here. Where is that T at? Yeah, think about War Room. Okay, Tactic Select. So let's see here. Assault Commandos, Kiazi, Cossack Woodsmen, Widowmakers, Solos, Manhunter, War Dog, and Widowmaker Marksman. And so we would have to take, if we did theme forces, we would have to take Wishnailer out of the list.
For getting advanced deployment and some trenches right away, that could be definitely worth it. Plus, you're going to be getting a free Manhunter or Marksman, whatever you want.
Plus, theme forces, as opposed to you making the list makes itself.
Yeah, but the thing is that this is still a list that nobody runs. Like, if you don't think you don't see Strakov much, I'm sure you never see the tier. Ever.
Well, yeah, because it's got Cossite Woodsman in it. Kiazi Assassin.
I like Cossite Woodsman. Vol SC did a couple of games with them, and they're a great distraction force.
Widowmakers. So I got to go back and forth on this here. So you want to shoot for tier 4?
Sure.
All right. Looks like the only jack will be in there is Conquest.
Well, we'll need to get 2 jacks if we want to get the last thing there. Do you want to pull out Conquest and go for 2 jacks instead? Because what do you have so far? What did you do for the units?
I haven't checked any units yet because I was building a battle group first.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Because you got to have that solid battle group for the Warcaster before you start fleshing it out.
See, the way I write a list is I add all the infantry, and then I basically spend my jack points on my 1 jack. So I'm more of an infantry guy.
Yeah, that's I'm not an infantry machine guy. It's just that's never worked out for me.
That's fair enough.
Because I need to crack this armor. Oh wait, my units can't do that because they're not weapon masters. Or the stuff that can do that get killed.
Conquest and then a cheap jack. Now, what's the new Shield Guard one? Is that in there?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Let's see. I think that's Rager. Yeah, Rager's in there. He's 6 points. So we'll throw Rager in there.
Sure.
Now I'll go back here. And then review this. So
we'll need 2 units of assault commandos.
So see here, units become fill in, gain advanced deployment. All right, so Ah. Okay, and let's see here. So units.
Because I figure we probably want to at least be tier 3, so we get the free model in there, the free solo. It'd be nice to get to 4 because then you get all your upkeep starting right away.
Gotta manage these points here.
Yeah.
All right, so I got I have to minimize all these.
So you add in for the units.
2 Kazi assassins and 2 assault commandos.
Okay, sure.
And
now we get a free. Well, I guess for that one, looks like we're going all melee, so we might as well take the Manhunter for the free tier model.
Right, because I gotta switch between things, so I'm not seeing everything at once.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here.
How many points do we have left over at this point?
11.
Oh, okay.
And let's see here. Free of cost is sold north. 2 more warjacks. All right,
so you made them min. So with the leftover points, we can always make those assassins max and add a underboss. And
all right, so point cost 0. And okay, it's showing me we've actually reached tier 4.
Oh yeah,
11 points to work with. So let's see here. And again, since you got the theme force there in front of you, do they get an extra unit attachment?
No.
All right, so let's see here. I'm seeing flamethrower guy. That's the unit attachment for the commandos. They don't have officer and standard or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay,
but we probably want like the UAs for the Kayazi is what we probably want.
All right, so let's see here. I'm going to take that back. So we'll remove the flamethrower guy. And what we'll do is we'll take the assault commandos up to maximum 8.
Sure.
8. And then that leaves us with 5 points.
Are the Kayazi at the max size?
They're not. But with the underboss here, put the underboss on one of the units there, and then we will we'll take the Kayazi up the max here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the second Kayazi unit.
Sure.
We're going to put in some Widowmakers.
Sounds like a good idea.
So we got 1 point left over.
Okay. But we got 2 free points. So I mean that's all right if we wait. Oh, no. War Dog. No, yeah, War Dog is 1 point. That's perfect.
Plus 1 bone for the dog.
Bam.
All right, so we got is Strakov with the War Dog, Conquest, the Rager. We got the Manhunter for free, 2 full units of Assault Commandos, a Kayazi Assassins full unit with the Underboss, and then we've got the Widowmakers.
And then we also get a free Manhunter in there as well, right, for the tier?
That's what, yeah, the Manhunter is free.
Oh, so yeah. And then for the tier again, we get advanced deployment on the Assault Commandos. We get a free trench we get to put down. We got that free Manhunter, and then we also get this. Oh yeah, and then we also get to start the game with all of our upkeeps out. So very focus efficient. So I like it. What do you think of it? You think it was worth going tier?
Well, it's I look at this and say, well, but let's bring your blast damage. But let's see, Assault Commandos. With you got a whole bunch of troops that are immune to fire. That's going to be good against Protectorate.
And Legion. And there's lots of Legion right now.
Also immune to corrosion, so that's going to be good against Cricks.
Can be, yeah.
And then see here. They got the range 10 AOA 3 grenade launcher, so they can deal with infantry. They got the range 10, power 10 carbines. This is a very versatile unit. I'm surprised they're not using them more often. They got shield wall, and they're armor 14. So they got assault and battery. Assault and battery is great. It's always been great. They got their strangulation gas, so they can lower defense. So yeah, these guys can fight. And then,
if nothing else, they can be in there. They're advanced deploy. They're just mixing things up. And then while the opponent is trying to deal with them, the marksmen are picking guys off. The Kayazi assassins are getting in position, and the conquest is getting in position. And all of a sudden, Strakov just pops his feet, and everything goes charging in, and stuff just dies. So,
and is Strakov's feet? Is that just the battle group, or is that everybody? Oh, friendly faction models.
Yeah.
+2 movement in Pathfinder. That's going to work great with the mini feat from the Kayazi assassins.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we got our list.
All right, and of course, we also put some Kador Jank on the show there for the viewer.
I'm glad you remembered, because I remember that somebody asked for some Jank, but I couldn't remember what faction it was for. So I'm glad you had that one covered. So maybe another thing we could do here again is last time we just kind of grabbed a random model that's not used much that we just kind of talked about why we liked it and why should be played more. Did you want to do that? I want to start with, if you want to find something.
I don't have anything in reach, but let's see here.
How about this? I'll start with mine, and you can find a model for yourself. So when we were talking about it before, I didn't want to say much because I was planning for this, but mine's actually going to be Lanyssa Rasil. And she is actually a very cool model that you just never see, which is funny because if you're a circle player, you can see your own black-clad wayfarers all the time doing Hunter's Mark and this stuff, and yet you never see Lanyssa anywhere. So she's a 2-point solo that can work for Signar, Retribution, Circle, or Troll Bloods. And then, of course, since she works for Signar, she can also work for Highborn, so that's awesome. And then what she has from this is she has Hunter's Mark, so she's spell ability 7. So just like the Blackclad, if you want to be getting some extra threat distance, she can be doing this for you. She has Ice Bolt, which is a star attack, which is range 10, POW 12, and on a crit, it makes things stationary. So that can be great. Winter Storm is also one that can be coming up, where enemy models that begin their activation in her command, which is 9, they lose Eyeless Sight, Flight, and Pathfinder. And losing Pathfinder can be massive, depending on the situation. To try and get her where she's supposed to go, she has Pathfinder, she has Prowl, so it's really easy to get her where you want her to go. Like I was saying with Highborn, she gets to be up there as advanced deploy as well. And for her weapon, she also has critical stationary on that as well. So some of the things that I like her for is, if nothing else, the number one thing she's great at is just for Hunter's Mark. She can go around, shoot a few things with her Ice Bolt, and then when you want, hey, Hunter's Mark, you get the extra 2 inches of threat, and it's a really great thing to have. However, if you have somebody else to work with her, say like Ashlyn, well, Ashlyn saying, hey, you get an extra 2 dice to try and hit, makes these crits happen. And making certain models stationary can be a game winner, right? She goes up, does an Ice Bolt, you get 4 dice, pick whatever 2 you want, stationary the thing, and then you just shoot it down with everything else. Same thing, say, maybe with Constance. You charge in, you get to transference, so you get an extra dice to hit, you get a crit off, it's stationary, that can be game over. Depending what you play against, too, she also has Vendetta. So if you're ever just up against Legion or anything blighted, you get boosted attack and damage rolls anyway. So right there, that can be awesome. So yeah, Lanyssa Rasil, I think people should be using this way more than they are.
She's in my mercenary case. But I haven't played. I think I played 1 game with her, but she got picked off before I could do anything.
I forgot about her because I picked her up from my Legion, for my Circle, and then I just left my card in that deck. And it was only recently when I started making my lists, I was like, whoa, wait a second, Lanyssa, I have her. She's just in the back of my cabinet. And now I can't wait to use her. So what do you find on your side there?
All right, so got this right here, the Centurion. Now, with the Centurion here, back in the Mark 1 days, he was the go-to Jack for Signar players. And then they made the Stormclad so much better that you don't really see the Centurion on the tabletop as much as you used to. But here's the thing, right? This is a good Jack for defense. So what you do is when you're going to take and hold an objective, take and hold a flag, or tow into a control zone, he then uses his polarity field ability to stop charges and slams, and just makes himself that much harder to get moved out of a control, zone. And then there's, I believe there's spells that can stop you from getting pushed in Signar as well. I'm trying to remember. I believe it's one of Nemo's spells that can
Fortify.
Keep you there. Fortify, right? You put Fortify on him, and then he uses his own polarity shield there. And then he just takes the control zone and just, he's basically a lawn chair Jack at that point. He just moves into position and just chills because they got to either walk up and hit him or they got to shoot him. But they're not getting the charges off. So they got to take their time to get to him.
Now, this is a Jack you actually used to see quite a bit, but I think, like you said, the Stormclad kind of made it so he was a little bit replaced there. The Storm Wall for sure, because a lot of Signar players will say, hey, one Jack, I'm going to take the Storm Wall, done. But this Centurion can be a really great piece for you to have. Like you were saying, I mean, if you get Arcane Shield on that thing, it does great. Darius loves it because of Jackhammer. So normally to do its polarity shield, it's a star action. So that's it. It's not attacking. But if you do a Darius, it can do its polarity shield and you just jackhammer it. It just keeps on stabbing anyway.
Yep.
So
and it could stab more than 4 times actually that way.
Yeah. And so his biggest problem is he's only speed 4, so he loves guys that can speed him up. Say like you could be with Cray, so you could go full tilt and really get up to where you need to be. Haley.
Yeah, usually when I see him is with Cray and he's got full tilt on him.
Oh, okay, yeah. Another one that my buddy likes doing is with the Sword Knights. I mean, you were showing off the UA before, and they have Pronto. So all of a sudden, it can really get up there pretty fast and still do its polarity shield. And then with Reach, you're still doing all the flanks, and it can work out really well. So we're at about the 10-minute mark. I'm still, our viewers got to write more questions. They're never writing stuff. Or maybe they're not coming up because last time we got to the end and I was saying oh man, how come nobody posts anything? And then it turned out that as soon as I left, there was actually a lot of them. So I should go here and actually go and double check just to see if there are any comments from the people watching. Was there anything else you want to chat about while I look this up quick?
I was actually looking comments up too.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. Let's see if I show up in the subscription feed here.
It's too bad, Lord Tremendous. Oh, we got some here. So from Flame Knight Dragon, he says that Torch is Strakov's character, Jack. So yeah, he does actually have one. So I should go.
Well, I'm not a Kador player. Are you?
No.
Okay.
So sorry we missed that. Yo, my name says, hope I'm not too late. I just got home and I'm working on my Warhammer Fantasy Demons because I still play Warhammer. Feel guilty. Feel very, very guilty. Just kidding. It's always as awesome. It's an awesome show no matter what game you talk about. So, yeah, thanks for watching, even if you're more still with fantasy. We have...
Hey, I know guys that still play classic Battletech.
Yeah. 616 Warlord says, gotta love some Lovecraft. We also have, can I get some JoJo reference markers?
JoJo.
Do you know what that's talking about?
It's I think that's a meme, but it's not ringing any bells. Let's see here, JoJo.
He also said prior to that, kicking of a circle box set for a local journeyman this month. So, yeah, I mean, that circle box is not too bad. You get Pikaya, you get 2 Arguses, and you also get the Feral Warp Wolf. And, it works fairly well because you get to do that whole gate thing where the Warp Wolf charges in and Pikaya just says, come back to me. So it can
basically
work fairly well.
the TK yo-yo tactics we see in Hero Clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Just charge in, then charge in, do damage, pull him back.
And I mean, the Arguses, a lot of people say bad things about the Arguses, but they work great to try and draw the opponent in because they're defense 15. They're pretty hard to kill. And then while they try to commit to an Argus and probably fail, then that's where you come in with your Warp Wolf. And, of course, with Kaya, you also get your boost to hit. So I think you get +2 to hit.
Yeah, +2 if you're in a control area.
Yeah. So she does some decent work with her beasts.
And then the paralysis from the Doppler bark's always nice.
Oh, yeah, if you can pull that off, for sure. So any other topics you had there, Tin Man, or do we want to get into our recommendations?
Well, for recommendations, let's see here. I was talking about SCP reading, so if you like creepypasta type stuff, just imagine something. There have been shows about people hunting the supernatural, then collecting them. There's Sanctuary, Warehouse 13. Mm-hmm. There was a show called, I think, Precinct 13 or something like that, back in the 90s, where you'd have basically almost law enforcement types going out and collecting cursed objects or supernatural creatures. If you like that sort of thing, SCP readings is pretty cool. It's just it's really fascinating stuff, and it just covers a really broad spectrum. A couple of my personal favorites was Unlondon. Basically, Unlondon is basically a replica London built underneath the real London, and it was built to be sort of a sanctuary in case of an apocalypse. Okay, but it's just real super creepy down there. Very, very BioShock. I think whoever wrote it was inspired by BioShock and a few other things. Then another one is I'm going blank and stuff. Yeah, basically just to show you the range. Another one is basically this paper crane that folds itself and flies around, and it's just it's a paper crane, but it acts like a bird, and it's like. And one of the things it'll do is if it gets access to a copying machine, it'll go into the copying machine, copy itself, and then you'll have a bunch more birds flying around. So there's a full range from cool, neat, and cute stuff to things that are like super scary, like the Shy Guy. Shy Guy is a creature. It's very similar in appearance to Slender Man that can open his mouth about 4 feet wide. He doesn't like it when people see his face. So if you see his face, he comes after you, and then he eats you. Even if you see his face in a photograph or from video surveillance.
So I'm assuming that name came from Mario Brothers?
I don't know.
Because Shy Guy in Mario Brothers was the guy going around with the red cloak and the white mask on.
Well, this is more of like a Slender Man looking type deal. Mm-hmm. And I think it may have been more inspired by the Weeping Angels, but this is something, instead of you keeping an eye on it, you don't want to look at it.
Oh, okay.
It seemed kind of more Whovian to me in terms of inspiration, but it's a Shy Guy because it doesn't like it when people look at it or see its face. And it goes nuts when you see its face. And they actually keep it in a containment cell with no lights and only motion sensors to track its location. Because if you observe it through a closed circuit monitoring,
yeah,
you see its face and it's coming after you.
All right. Something else kind of weird is I just went back to see if there's any last comments in, and now it says that there's no comments. So maybe Shy Guy went and killed off our 616 Warlord guy that was commenting, but I don't know. My suggestion would be actually a War Machine one, because I want to help him out. The guy who was supposed to be on today, his channel is Tremendous026, and he's just starting in. So if you look at his channel, he has a bajillion fantasy stuff, and then so far 2 reports for War Machine. And if you're a new player, it would be good for you to see because he's just starting. Like, he doesn't even know the names that well yet. So if you want to kind of like learn along with him, that could be a good thing. As well, if you're an experienced player, he is really looking for advice to learn. So, I mean, if you come in there and you tell him, like, you're an idiot, you should have done this and this, and you screwed up, that's exactly what he wants. So, yeah, whether you're learning or you want to troll someone, hey, that's the perfect spot for both. So go check that one out.
He's also the guy that burned his fantasy army.
That's him. So you can check. Well, okay, he didn't burn his fantasy army. His buddy did, and he put it on his channel. But yeah, it's that channel.
All right. I thought it was him because I noticed that I followed a link from Bell of Lost Souls on Facebook to his channel. Yeah. And so I watched a little bit of the video, and I was like, well, it's 20 minutes long, and I don't got the time to watch this right now. But I went and looked at the main channel. I'll see the first thing he did after posting that video was our live show from last week.
Oh, nice.
So literally, it was like, wait a minute. The first thing he did after posting this
come see us.
Was like our welcome Warhammer Fantasy Players video from last week. So I kind of thought that was funny. That's almost like that's what my story of the best advertising that you just don't have to pay for. A friend of mine was a DJ back in the day, right? And Cops had came to his hometown. And Cops had came to Fresno, California. He was a DJ in Fresno, California. Well, they busted these guys. They're like for smoking marijuana. They're high as balls, and the cop just kind of walks up like, he's like, "Yes, officer," and he's sitting there holding this big old blunt, right? Just like, oh, "Yes, officer," and they basically bust these guys, right? They're in the Scooby Doo van and everything, and then in that Scooby Doo van, as it pulls away after they're busted, there's a bumper sticker for his show right there on the back. And he said, that's the best advertising that money just can't buy. You just can't pay for that. You can't be like, so that's basically what we got. Yeah.
So now, at the very end, we were like just about to close down, we were just joined by Lord Tremendous. So, Lord Tremendous, how you doing?
Good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Good. It was having some trouble. No, I was actually listening to the Jank take. I'm supposed to be getting on a Google Hangout in a minute with Vince and Mitch, Vince Ventrilla and MC1 Gamer in a minute to talk about some stuff. But I heard my name said 3 times, so I was summoned. Congratulations.
Oh, like Beetlejuice. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, if you had to take off quick, did you have any like quick Signar tips or anything you were wanting to talk about here?
Honestly, I just wanted to be on the show. I have this weird narcissistic need to be seen. No, Signar is amazing. I just wanted to say, like, War Machine is mind-blowingly fun. It's so stupid ridiculous how obsessed I am with the game right now and wanting to get better at it. I think I've got the rules down. I've been watching your videos. I've been watching every video that you've liked, mostly at work, but don't tell anybody. Too late. But yeah, just way too much fun with this game. And the ridiculous thing is, I've only played Death Holy Death because he's a press ganger and he's been showing me how to play the game and getting through all that. And just whenever I kill one of his models, I get stupid excited. It's so
okay.
I kill like one of his beasts or his one of his little infantry guys, and I get stupid excited. It's like, it worked! And then he beats my face all over the table, and I'm just like, let's do this again. And it's just really exciting. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm hoping over the next year or so to get competitive with it and able to travel and do the tournaments and maybe, not join the American team because I'm never going to be that good, but go with them to wherever they go and see how they do up against your teams, for example, which would be really, really cool. And
like you said, you were just about
what part of the country in?
Louisiana, northern Louisiana.
All right. So that's along the I-10 for me. So
how far up?
Well, I'm in California. So that's like a
Oh.
couple days drive there.
Mm.
Well, I travel a lot for work, and California is a destination that I go to. How far away from LA are you?
About 100 miles north in
Oh,
Bakersfield.
wow. Actually, yeah, I could. Well, I go to Vegas a lot too, so I could actually drive to Bakersfield in a couple hours. Oh, buddy, we might have to talk.
Let's make it happen.
We
All
could
right.
do that.
And so you're traveling for business. It's on the weekdays, right?
Actually, believe it or not, I'm actually traveling on Sunday until like Wednesday for work, and I'll be in Vegas, so I won't be able to do it this particular trip, but later on down the road, I go there about once a month, once every other month. So yeah,
'Cause I
it's
got
usually on
Thursday.
weekend stuff.
Yeah, I've got Thursdays and Fridays off where I work, and Wednesdays basically on Friday, and Wednesdays my night for getting together with my friends and playing War Machine. So yeah, we could definitely work something out.
Yeah, we can make that happen, no problem.
And they keep on asking for me and Tin Man to play, and that's just not going to happen because we're country apart. But hey, we'll just you can be my representative, Lord Tremendous.
Yes, yes, it's all coming together. No, I think that'd be a lot of fun, and that'd be great. That'd be outstanding. And now that I only have to take, a smaller group of models as opposed to close to 100, that makes it a lot easier and a lot more likely they're going to survive the whole plane trip. So.
Oh, that's a huge bonus. Like when I went from Fantasy to War Machine, that was probably one of the biggest things. Where instead of having to have like one unit of goblins, is like 100 of models just for one unit. No. My whole army is between 30 and 60 models, right? Like that's it for everything.
And that's with a sideboard, yeah.
Unless you got a 10-year collection like me, because I've got a case the size of a Foot Locker, and I'm about to run out of space in it.
Oh,
But then that's a 10-year
I will get
collection
there.
right there.
that's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, that's good too because I just got rid of all my fantasy stuff on eBay. I did not burn my stuff. Like I said, the burning was not a protest against GW. It was just us saying goodbye to 30 years of a game that was plus 30 years old. That was it. And the fact that it went viral and took on a life of its own, it's not the first time we've burned things from GW, no less, on my channel. So
It's not, no.
why this particular thing went crazy is a little beyond me, but you know what? People are people, and some people liked it, some didn't, and it is what it is. But yeah, now that I've cleared up so much space by selling my armies and my collection and stuff like that, I did give some to Materium and his boys and stuff like that. But I have a ton of space on my shelves now, and now I've got to fill it.
But now Materium, I just got a comment from Materium on one of my previous videos. His group was looking to get into War Machine now too.
Yeah, I saw that, and that's awesome. I think that would be great because they'll bring the narrative side into the game, which is just exciting as hell. Because I'm addicted to Materium's storyline. I really am. They need to have an end times to the fantasy stuff if they do start going over to the War Machine side, which would be great. Because maybe I could even. Convince him to drive with me over to Bakersfield, and then we could drive up to Canada. We could do like what Vince did and do like the world tour of War Machine.
If I had a better job, and I made a little bit, I made better money, you know what I'd be doing? I would try to visit every game store in California.
Hell yeah!
I'd make a
You'd be
video.
Tom Guaning it, basically.
Basically.
Yeah, actually, in October, I'll be going down to the States to play in a tournament. I'll be going to the Chain Attack Dojo there at Idaho Falls. So that should be fun, taking on those guys from Chain Attack, Jay Larson and Trevor Christensen and all that stuff. So, unfortunately, that's a little bit far away. I mean, it'd be nice if I was close enough to you guys. Like, yeah, we'll just meet up at the same tournament. But even that, turns out the U.S. is big.
And I've driven all over it because I used to be a commercial truck driver.
Yeah.
I've flown all over it because my job likes to give me frequent flyer miles, which is great. But but yeah, as soon as I can get the rules down, because I've played 4 or 5 games now, and I don't have to worry about heroin anymore. I'm completely off drugs. It's just War Machine, and well, it's not just War Machine, but the other games that we're getting into are really fun. But I really look forward to playing War Machine now. It's a little ridiculous. I hound Death Holy Death, and he's loving it too. But yeah, it's. I don't know why I didn't follow you earlier, Mr. Malorian. I apologize.
I tried telling you.
You did. I was there. I was on Warhammer Weekly, and it was, I'm bad people. But listen, I hate to jump in and run, but they're texting me on Google Plus right now.
No
but
worries.
I will be back on Thursday. If you guys would have me back, that'd be great. Just say my name 3 times, and I usually hear it.
You'll pop up.
On my channel, I've got a couple of how to play videos, a how to play Hordes video, as well as a how to play War Machine video you can check out.
I will. Thank you very much. I will. Absolutely.
All right.
Hey, you know my channel, Steam Power TV, of course.
Yes. I will find you through Mr. Mallory's channel, no problem. Actually, I'll do that while I'm chatting with the rest of them, so that'll work out perfect. But thanks again for having me on, guys. Hate to crash and run, but yes, I have a previous engagement, and I will see your channel and eat it alive. Thank you very much.
No problem. Catch you later.
Take it easy,
guys.
And then from Jank Tank, we're into extra innings anyway, so we're pretty much done as well. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
All right. Till next time. Boobs!
Is growing.